Everybody, it is Liz with Liz Art Finds, and today we're going to do haul number 53, but I have some things to share with you before we get to that. So I did a pop-up show last night. I mean, it wasn't really a pop-up show. I scheduled it after my last video, but before this video, and it happened last night. So there was a Latin American treasures train over on Niknax. And I decided that I wanted to jump in because I was looking through my stuff and I had so much Latin American stuff. Good news, bad news. I got in the train. It was fun, but there weren't many people in the room. There weren't many people on the train. There were 3 trains running at the same time, plus people had individual shows. And I don't know how big of a seller Latin American treasures are in the market where people really like glass and studio pottery. So I don't know that we had we didn't have a big audience, and so I didn't sell a ton, but I'm going to show you what I sold. The good news about these things is I didn't have a lot of money into them. Excuse me. So I sold 3 gourds. This is a storytelling gourd. That was worth a lot more than I sold it for, but I picked it up for so inexpensive back in the day. Same with that gourd. And then the little gourd bowl that was missing its lid also sold, along with a small, these are not to scale, a small Talavera pottery frog, a Ken Edwards tray, and a giant Talavera lizard. It was really big. So my total into these guys, my total cost of goods on these 6 things was only $13.75, and the sales were $94 for these things. So when I subtract the cost of goods plus the fees on the sales, my straight profit on these was right around $67. It was $66.98. So, not bad. Turning $13.75 into, what was it, $94. Not bad. So, and I got to sell some of my Latin American things. I'm going to be listing many of the others on eBay. I started moving a couple things over last night. So we'll see how things go. Okay, other solds on eBay. I sold this little tiny, it was like this big, little tiny ceramic teddy bear figurine. It'd been listed for a while. I picked it up for $1.26 and it sold for $9.50. I think it was German. So it was nice that that finally found a home. And then this pair of shoes, which had been listed for over a year. I went through my eBay store and started dropping prices on some things, or bringing them down to just a little bit. I also was clearing up the shipping. It's a long project that I'm going through. When I started my eBay store, the only way to ship was priority, and they since added the ground advantage, and it's taken me a while to go through the listings and update everything to ground advantage, but I'm seeing that's making a difference as well, because the priority shipping charges were crazy. So anyway, I picked these up for $9.99 over a year ago. They sold for $26. I had them listed originally, I think, at $35, and I did drop the price to $28, and somebody offered $26, so I took that. So they're going to a new home, and I'm very happy about that because that is a very specific buyer for that specific pair of shoes and that specific size and style. So I'm happy that those found their home. So yeah, that was the sales for this week. I do want to announce before I get into the haul that I did schedule some more live shows. With this being the holiday season now, leading up to the holiday season, I really want to try to do 1 show a week if I can. I think there's 1 week in here where I didn't schedule something. But anyway, the 17th of November, which is Sunday night, a week from today, I'm doing another cat show. I realized that it was 6 months. Like, my first Niknax show was cats, and it was in May. May 16th actually. So November 17th is basically exactly 6 months later. So I figure even though I don't have the 50 cats that I wanted to have, I think I'm up to 30 now or 32, and maybe by next weekend I'll have closer to 40. That's my goal, is to get out there and find some cats this week. So anyway, cat show, November 17th, 8 p.m. I've actually started preloading that show already. So there's some things in there you can pre-bid on, and I'm going to show you one in a minute. November 24th, the Niknax is doing big tour of Italy train. It's a Niknax sponsored train. It's going to be huge. I have a half-hour spot on the 24th at 7:30 p.m. And I have a lot of made in Italy things, and I think I'm going to be very specific and curate things that I think this audience will love. So I'm excited to start going through all my Italian stuff and pulling out the best. Then on December 7th, I've got the monthly glass locomotive. I'm at 9 p.m. on that show because I'm actually going to be out at an event during that day, and I probably won't get home till 8:15. So I booked 9 o'clock. And that's an hour show, glass show, so I got to get out there finding more glass. I have some, but I've sold a lot of my glass already, which is fantastic. All right, let's get into the haul. First thing I want to show you guys, I got it for the cat show. You ready? Now, he's not going to be in my thumbnail, I don't think, because I bought him on Whatnot from another reseller. I got a really good deal on it. I think I got him for about half of what he's worth. With the shipping, I paid close to what he's worth, but that's okay. He's adorable. And I thought it would be a something that people would be really excited about. So this is the cat. It was sold to me as being potentially from Italy. There's a chance he's from Italy. There's a chance he's from Japan. There's some Norcross Japan stuff. There's a lot of Deruta Italy stuff. He is not marked, so I can't say for sure where he comes from, but he's adorable. So anyway, I paid, I think it was $13 at auction, but with all the shipping things, it was $22.55 out of pocket. I think these guys sell like $24 to $60, depending. And I think if I can get the word out soon enough where people start bidding early, I can start listing him probably around 12 or 13 and hope that it goes up from there. Maybe I'll start at 18. I don't know. Anyway, adorable, right? So I didn't really want to count that in the haul for this week, but I did want to show you guys because that was purchased specifically for the cat show. All right, so now my haul this week, it was a weird one. So remember now, I had booked this Latin America train. And so I'm thinking Latin America. And for some reason, I found a lot of Latin America. Also, Italy. So, you know, again, the things that I'm focusing on this week. So a little different than usual. Plus, a lot of the places were like redoing their shelves, like getting rid of a lot of inventory and bringing in new. So there was a lot of new inventory, which is great, but also very sparse. So, all right, first thing I found. You guys know what this is? This is a chocolate mold. Not only any chocolate mold, it is vintage. It is from the 1940s. Somewhere between 1940 and 1947 to be exact. I know that because the name, did I write it down? I did not write it down. There's a company name on here and some of it's worn off. Darn it, I didn't write it down. I can't see it. I saw it when I was looking under the light upstairs. But anyway, the company changed its name in 1940. And I can't remember the reason that something changed in 1947. I actually think it's 1945 that this was made. The mold number on here is 4045. The company is based in New York. And one of the things that somebody said in a listing was that the mold numbers weren't specific to an animal, but they were specific to a catalog if they ended in 45. So I'm thinking it was 1945 just a guess, but it definitely the 1940s time frame. So you clip the two edges together, and this one probably needs another clip up here because the two edges are a little bit apart. So if you're going to use it, you probably want to clip it up here. But then you pour your warm chocolate in here. You kind of hold it upside down like this, and you can make a chocolate bunny rabbit. So really cool. I paid $1.99 for this guy. They sell $34 to $49 for this mold. Different mold numbers, different companies and whatnot, they can go over $100. So definitely be on the lookout for these vintage chocolate molds. I did find a second one in the same place. Now this one is newer. The other one was from the 1940s. This one is from the 1980s, and it's a different company. The other one, like I said, was New York. The company was New York, the company was based in New York. This one was called Holland Handicraft, and this is mold number 16078, and this is from the 1980s. It's a rooster. It's in better shape, obviously. Also probably needs a third clip, but this one's in really good condition. So this guy, I paid $1.99. The solds range between $22 and $55. Most of them are in the $30 range. So I think both of them realistically in the $30 range. And again, I paid $1.99 for each. So this is definitely something to keep on the lookout for, because it was in with the metal stuff. Most people would overlook them, but at $1.99 each, definitely a pickup. So those, I'm going to list those on eBay for sure, and definitely before Easter, probably before Christmas, because I'm kind of in this listing mode right now where I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff up. So we'll see. Also at that place, I found, my little pot. So this is a Peruvian pot. So I did list this did show this in my Latin America train show last night. I only had 12 people in the room, so and one of those was me, so 11 people in the room. So this one stayed with me, but it's gorgeous. It's got this scene here with the alpaca and the person and cactus and birds, and then the whole rest of it is geometrics. The rest of the pot. It's signed, but I'm not sure what it's signed. I'm not sure if that bottom bit says Peru. It actually looks like it's a person's name. It says 131 on top of it, I think. It actually looks like it says Ron, but I don't know. The other ones online that I've seen with similar design are different shaped pots. I haven't seen this exact one, obviously, because they're one of a kind. Excuse me. So I paid $2.99 for it, and the solds are all over the place from $9 to $99, and I kid you not. And the 99s, the one that was 99 was around this size, similar geometrics to this, but a different shape. So it could go anywhere. I'd probably start it at 36, maybe. And see what happens. So anyway, I guess I paid, like I said, $2.99 for that. So we'll see what happens with that one. Then I also picked up, again, I'm looking for Latin America stuff. So I picked up this mini Mayan mask. I say that 10 times fast. So interesting thing, this bit here glows under blacklight. It doesn't show very well. No, actually it does. Cool. So none of the rest of it glows, but this area glows brightly green under black light. It can be like, it's got the 3-point bottom, so it can sit as a shelf decor. It's also got a hanging hook, so it can hang as wall decor. So it's really nice. It's I don't know when it was made. It almost feels like it's plaster of Paris. I'm not really sure what exactly the material is. It is not wood for sure. So I want to say this is actually molded, but I'm not 100% on this one. I really don't know much about it. I spent $3.99 on it. I haven't seen anything this size, this colorway, etc. I think I'd guess 12 to 18 on this guy. Some of the bigger, more elaborate carved masks can go, upwards of $100. I think I've sold a couple of those, probably in the 60 to 80 range. So yeah, I've not seen one this size, made of whatever this is made of. It might be ceramic. I just really don't know. So apologies there, guys, for not really knowing what we were looking at. The other thing I picked up there was this tiny little crystal leaf dish. It is made by Zajakar from Yugoslavia. Not worth a ton. I paid $1.99, which is probably $1 too much. It was probably, I would have picked it up at 99 cents. For $2, $1.99 is probably a little much because they only sell like $6 to $9. Actually 6 to 15. Most of them are right around 8 or 9. Most of the solds are like $8.99, $8.49, things like that. So between $8 and $9 for this. I'll still make money on it. And they did seem to sell through pretty quick, which is interesting. There's a lot of solds on Worth Point of this particular dish. So that was cute. Then the same night I went, where is it? I went to another place, and the only thing I found there was this bowl. It's a beautiful ceramic bowl, hand painted. At first I thought, it's signed Gabriella, and at first I thought it was Italian because it really has that style of made in Italy. And of course I'm looking for more Italian things. But I found that it is a US potter. Her name was Gabriella Conn, C-O-N-N. She was based in Atlanta, Georgia. I can't find much about her, the person. I looked in the Studio Pottery Identification group. I searched on Facebook, and I searched under Gabriella, and I found another piece that was very similar that someone had been asking about. And in the comments, the responses, people had posted like news clippings about Potter Gabriella Conn from Atlanta, Georgia. And, they talked a little bit about her work, and it was very obvious that that's who this is. So we figured out who it is. We don't, that's upside down, sorry. We don't know if she's still around or if she's still making pottery. It seems unlikely because if you search on Gabriella Conn on Google, I can't find her. So not sure. The clippings that I saw were from 1996, and the latest one I saw was from 2000. So it's at least 25 years ago. So this is definitely vintage. It's just a beautiful piece of pottery. Unfortunately, they don't seem to resell very high. At least I didn't see anything like this one on solds. I saw like pots and vases and things like that, and those only sold in the teens, like 18 to 24 maybe. I think this is worth a little more. I'd probably start it a little higher and see what happens. So this guy, I listed as 15 to 30. I paid $7. I paid $6.99 for it because I just think it's an absolutely gorgeous piece of pottery. So I may, I don't know. I may run this in a pottery show at some point because it really is beautiful once people, see how amazing it is. All right, there's that. Then I went to one more place that day and I found two things. The first one is this cow parade figurine. Okay. I love these. I've got two of the horse parade ones in the other room that I still have to list, and I have one other cow parade. This one is called Party Cow. It's got all the party stuff going on. Excellent condition. It's got its thing down there. It says copyright 2000 Cow Parade Holdings Corporation. So I paid $3.49 for Mr. Cow. The solds, I saw three of them. One was at $20, one was at $28, and one was at $10. So, I mean, there's a big differential there from like 10 to 30, basically. So I'd probably list him at 28 and take offers on him. But again, I paid $3.49 for him. I love picking up the cow parade stuff. I just think they're so cool. And they remind me back in the day when the giant sculptures were actually set up in the different cities. And it was always fun to go see, to see the different artists and their work. Okay, and then the other thing I picked up there was this Talavera dish. And again, I picked this up because of the Latin America train. So it's a ruffled dish. It has a little hanging hole at the back. It says that it was made in Mexico. Okay, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's really gorgeous. So I ran this last night and did not have any takers. It will probably go on eBay. I'm not sure exactly when, but probably within the next couple weeks. Let's see what we got here. I paid $3.49 for it, and most of the solds on these the ruffled Talavera pottery dishes are between 32 and 35. So again, that's a good pickup. It's just a beautiful piece of art. And they're all, one of a kind. They may try to do things similar in design, but they're never the same because they're individually hand painted. So it's just a beautiful piece. Okay, so that was that day. And then I went out 2 days later, and I went to two places. And this was the night where it was just like everything I found seemed to be Latin American. It was weird. Oh, and Italian. First thing I found was Italian. So the first thing I saw when I walked in the store was this beautiful pot. Now, it's interesting because I was like, oh my gosh, it's something, right? And it's signed Italy on the bottom. It's really hard to read this. It's signed Italy here, and it's got a triangle and some sort of a mark inside. And then I think it says 2424 up there. So anyway, I asked about it in the Bitossi group. Basically, it's an Italian pottery identification group on Facebook. And they said, unfortunately, it's Italian, but we have no idea who made it, and we have no idea when, because this style is very popular in Italy, and lots of people do this kind of pottery. So they couldn't give me a maker, they couldn't give me a time frame, other than it's an Italian piece of pottery. So it's hard to know much about it to try to figure out the value. I paid, let's see, where did I put it here? I paid $3.99 for this guy. I say 18 to 30 in this condition. And I said that because there are a couple little chips on it. There's a big chip under the rim here that I didn't see until I got home. I mean, if you're looking at it like this, you don't see it. But, in my excitement, thinking that I might have found something like my Bitossis, it's not. I didn't look at it as closely as I could have. So I think in this condition, 18 to 30, I also think I might try to repair it and disclose that, obviously. I need to try to find, when I was talking to the Bitossi people way back when, they were talking about this putty type of stuff that you could use to repair old pottery, and that it ends up looking just as good as new, but of course you have to disclose it. So I may do some looking into that and see if I can get that under chip repaired. Anywho, I found that. Then I found another Italy thing. I found this Italian little dish. It says on the back, the seller, and apparently that was made for Macy's. This is from 1956. It has a stamp on the back that says 1956. It says hand painted and made in Italy exclusively for FPD 1956, 11 Penn Plaza, New York, New York. But it does say the seller here, and all of the seller stuff on online seems to be sold by Macy's. So I've got this guy. I paid $1.99 for it, and they seem to sell around 15 to 18. Okay, there's that guy. Then this was a fun finding. This is not Italian or Latin American. This is an Asian fan. It's lacquered and it's got abalone shell in it, and it's painted, and it's really cool. So, and this is the little hook hangy thing on the back. The prices are all over the place, like all over the place. So I paid $3.99 for it. Most of them are in the 25 to 50 range, which I think is reasonable. There are some listed over 100. There was one that was so beautifully detailed that sold for like 186. 186. I don't think this is that. It's not quite as detailed, but it's still a really pretty piece. I think 25 to 50 is reasonable for this. It's not signed that I can tell, but there's no damage on it at all, so it's really nice. Yes, okay, so then the Latin American paintings. These are from Ecuador. I'm going to show you one at a time. These are miniature paintings, and this is actually signed. It says autor, so I guess painter, and his name or her name was Inez Toaquiza, and it's kind of shiny, and these were painted, you can see on the edges, it's got like little nails, so it's a stretched skin. So I've seen various things that say sheepskin or lambskin, or leather, or people are calling it all kinds of different things. But this is a native type of style. You find these miniatures by a few different artists on eBay. So I got that one, and I got this one. And they're by the same artist, you can see at the bottom. So somebody probably visited Ecuador and brought home these little paintings. I don't know how old they are. They're listed in general, you know, as vintage. I'm just going to put them on top of each other, hold them up again. Okay, so I paid 99 cents each for these beautiful paintings. Signed artwork, 99 cents each. It's insane. So I have them listed already. They're up on eBay right now for $38. Solds are in that range, lower, higher, but I have them each separately listed at $38 each. So those are up already on eBay. Yay. Then I found this butterfly. This was also Latin America. So this is a blue morpho butterfly, I believe, and it's mounted under a glass dome, and it's got some dried flowers behind it, and it's got these gemstones around it. A really cool piece. And then it's got its authentication or approval sticker. So in Brazil, this is made in Brazil. It actually says Brazil under here, but most of it's cut off and it goes kind of under the butterfly wing. In Brazil, they have to get like approval or registration, or registration is basically it, numbers for each of these pieces. So this, it's the registering body is IBAMA, and they are basically in charge of the environment and forestry and things like that, like our Department of Agriculture kind of thing. And so this has the number on the back that it was assigned, and then it says do not remove. So it's officially blessed. This is not an endangered species, so it's okay to sell. And it's got these little semi-precious stones all the way around. They're like little agates. It's just really pretty. So anyway, it's in great condition. Like I was saying on my sale last night, a lot of times when I find the old butterflies, they're crumpled and crinkled. Like I have an old butterfly wing tray that it's basically dust. So this is just beautifully preserved, you know, under sealed glass, and it's in fantastic condition. So I paid $1.99 for that. One sold in July, similar, for $30. So I would say 25 to 50. There is one that sold a couple years ago for only $6, but it might have been done as an auction. I can't really tell because that was on Worth Point, and you can't really tell. But yeah, 25 to 50, I would say on that. He's really beautiful. So I think he will sell. I mean, it's a lot prettier than a lot of the other ones that I do see online. Just see, and then I got this tiny little, no, this one I could have left in the store. I got this tiny little woven basket, and it says it's made in Spain. The sticker's coming off, but it is made in Spain. Yeah, I guess it's ceramic. I mean, I thought it was metal, but I don't know. All the ones online say ceramic, so we're gonna go with that. I paid $1.99 for it. The solds on these are only like 6 to 9, I think. I wrote down 8 to 10. So yeah, they don't sell for a ton. It is in excellent condition, but they do not have a huge resale value. So, I mean, you know, if you see it for 25 to 50 cents, definitely pick it up. $2, I probably should have left it. I was just feeling like I needed to find some more things this week, so I did pick it up. Okay, and then I went to one more place, and I found two things, and the expensive thing I'm going to save for the end. I found a pottery bowl, and I don't know anything about the artist yet. It's signed Laura. I haven't been able to find anything anywhere yet online that even looks like this or is signed Laura. I mean, things that look like this are by other artists, but not signed Laura. So it's just a nice studio pottery bowl. I paid $4.99 for it. I would say it's worth $24 plus. There's no chips or cracks or issues with it. It's just a really nice piece of pottery. So most of my pottery that I've listed on eBay sells pretty quick, other than an old pitcher. Pitchers don't typically sell, just a side note. All right, the other thing I found is really interesting. I picked them up because I did a quick Google Lens search and was surprised by what I found. So I found these, okay? And they were with the drinking glasses. They look different to me, so I searched on them. One of them says Nest Fragrances. The other one says Nest New York. Nest makes candles in these glasses. Fragrance candles, and the candles sell for around $50, 48-ish. And so they're filled with the candles, so people burn the candles, and then apparently they donated the glasses, not realizing that these have pretty crazy value. So sets of 4 sell around $100. So sets of 2 sell around $50. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, and they seem to sell through pretty fast on eBay. So I've got these 2. They're in great condition, and I will list those soon and hopefully get them sold. So yeah, I paid $1.98. I paid 99 cents for each glass, and they're worth about 50 together. So definitely be on the lookout for the Nest Fragrances glasses. This one says Nest Fragrances. Like I said, the other says Nest New York. This one's got a little bit of damage to the frosting. I don't know if it's damage or staining or what. The other one is pristine. So that was the exciting thing. I'm not sure which one is going to go in my thumbnail this week. I mean, I'd love to put the cat in the thumbnail, but it just feels wrong because I didn't really find him. I kind of bought him at online. So anyway, that was this week. My total spend this week, not counting the cat, was $49.82. The value conservatively of everything I found was like at $3.94, which comes out around 8 times, because that was almost $50 and almost $400, so about 8 times, which is great. So hopefully we can turn them pretty quickly. I am, like I said, in this listing like crazy mode. So I've been listing over on Niknax, and then converting some of my things to buy it now. And then I really want to push the eBay over the next month before Christmas, and hopefully we can get some things moving out of here. So that's it for this week. Thank you all for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, etc., etc. Hopefully this week we will find some glass. I'm trying to think what I want to find. I want to find cats this week, and I want to find glass this week. But of course, the universe will send me whatever happens to be there when I get there. So we'll see. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.